Best bites forever.
Hey everyone, I'm Chef Alicia, and today I'm making another one of those super fabulous Puerto Rican dishes. Today I'm making pernil, and this is a roasted pork shoulder. It is super traditional at Christmas time, although we do make it several other times out of the year because it is just really, really delicious. It does take a little bit of work to make it, so if you are the one in your house that makes this every year, then I hope that your family appreciates it. I'm sure that they do, and they should all give you a big hug. And if you're not the one that makes it, then make sure you go over and tell the person who did make it thank you, because I know that they put a lot of love into this dish, as I do when I make it for my wonderful husband, who is Puerto Rican, by the way. I might have already said that, I don't know, but anyway, I hope that you enjoy this recipe. I'm going to start off here with 30 cloves of garlic, and I am adding 1/4 cup of red wine vinegar to that, and I'm just going to pulse it a few times in my food processor. Next, I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of kosher salt, and then I'm going to add about a teaspoon or so of fresh black pepper along with a tablespoon of oregano. Then I'm going to mix this together in my food processor until it comes together and it looks all beautiful like this. Next, I'm going to mix in 3/4 cup of olive oil, and I'm going to do this while my food processor is running so that I have an emulsion, but if you don't have a food processor, it is okay if it doesn't come together. Next, I'm going to come over here to my beautiful shoulder roast, and this is pork shoulder, and I'm going to detach it on 3 sides. I'm going to leave it attached on one side, and I'm going to do this using my knife, and I'm going to make sure that the blade is facing away from me as I am moving my knife and trying to get that beautiful fat cap loosened on the 3 sides. So once you get this peeled back and you still have your one side attached, and I just want to show you really quickly what that's going to look like, just like this here. Then we're going to start putting some of that beautiful garlic love into it. Now, the reason we did the fat cap is we want flavor here too, not just, you know, all over the fat. And see how thick it is? It won't work. The garlic won't penetrate that. So that's why I do that. You don't have to do that with the fat cap, but I do recommend doing it. So now we're going to basically stab some holes into our pork, one at a time. I've done this a lot of ways. I've done this with flavor injectors, and you know, I've tried several ways, just spreading the garlic on top, putting the holes, and then putting the garlic, and I feel that this gets the best flavor into the pork. So I'm basically making one hole at a time, and then I'm putting the garlic love into each hole like so. And the best way for me is just to use my finger and smush it down in there. After I get that hole filled up, I'm going to cut another hole about 1 inch away from the first hole. Same thing, I'm just going to make like a little X, and then I'm going to kind of stretch it apart with my fingers, and I'm going to fill it up with garlic. So I'm going to continue doing this in like a checkerboardy kind of pattern. So it's going to be like, you know, 2 here, 1 here, just like a checkerboard, until I have this entire side done. And then I'm just going to kind of give it a nice little massage, help pork relax before he goes into the oven, you know, rub it in a little, and then flip it over. So now, awesome, because we already moved this fat cap, right? So all we got to do is peel it back. Now we're going to put all of that delicious flavor on this side. And also, I should say, make sure you're not poking all the way through with your knife. This should be going like most of the way through with your knife. So do the other side, checkerboard pattern, same thing. Give it a little garlic love inside of the fat cap, and then again on the outside of the fat cap. And pork likes a little massage all around, so make sure you get his little crevices and like everywhere. Next, we're going to wrap him up, so get some plastic wrap, and a word to the wise, wrap it well or everything in your refrigerator will taste like garlic, I guarantee it. So I like triple wrap mine. Put it in the fridge overnight, and this is what it's going to look like. Hello, pork. So this has been hanging out in the fridge all night, and I'm going to unwrap him. And I'm going to add about 1/2 cup of water into the pan and let this sit at room temperature for 30 minutes before I put it in the oven on 350 covered in foil for an hour. Meanwhile, there's my achiote oil that I'm making. So here's my pork. He's only been in the oven for an hour at 350. I'm going to uncover him. I'm going to baste him with the achiote. Now, you don't have to do this. Okay, this is not something everybody does. It's something that I like to do, and there are other people. I'm not the only one, but it looks pretty. I think that it looks pretty. It gives it a really just like, oh, you know, when you pull it out and it looks all beautiful and brown. So anyway, your choice. Put him back in the oven until he reaches 140 degrees internally, and the outside should be like making this noise. Listen, ready? The 140-degree temperature is going to give you a medium rare pork roast, so keep that in mind. If you want it more done, wait till it's at 150 before you pull it. Don't even think about cutting into it until it's rested. That means sat on your counter or on your stovetop for at least 30 minutes. This is going to give your pork an opportunity to redistribute its juices and get delicious inside. So this is what it's going to look like all done. Enjoy, everyone. For more delicious recipes, be sure to check out my YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe while you're there. You can also check out bestbitesforever.com. Thank you so much for watching, and happy cooking, everyone.
bestbitesforever.com